Up on stage, I'm there to give the fans the best night of their lives, you know, that's my job.
Damien, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on the new album. It's getting rave reviews already, and I can see why. Obviously it deals with like the housing crisis, cocaine epidemic and other kind of heavy topics like that, but it also has this real kind of like hopeful, upbeat tone to it as well. What was the inspiration behind that approach to it?
The album is kind of what I've learned up to now, you know. I'm nearly half a century now, and I've travelled the world and just talked to wise people wherever I go. I talk to wise people, listen to them, and just, you know, it's what I've learned, and what I've learned through my own, existence, and just all the lessons I've learned, all the solutions I've learned to, the modern day problems. I stuck them all into that album, you know. So I'm hoping it will help people through life, you know, give them ways out of, dead end streets where they're on the wrong track, you know. Mm-hmm. On the wrong frequency or wrong vibration. So there's a lot of healing in the album, you know. I just want to help people with the album.
100%. And like one of the songs is called James McClean, and it's about the former Irish footballer. And obviously he deals with a lot of sectarian abuse.
Oh man, Jesus man, what a warrior.
Can you tell me about that song and why you felt you had to, you know, tell his story or focus on his story?
It's kind of about sectarianism in all its forms, you know. Just hatred. We have this precious life. We haven't got that long on the earth, you know, and to just be full of hate for the time you're here is what a waste, you know. It's just such a waste of life of energy, waste of life force, you know. Yeah, if you notice on the album, I have James McClean, and then Born to Love. The next song is just about just throwing your life away, being filled with hate. But I just saw him out on his own, you know, taking on all this hatred of the hangover of the colonial years of England, you know. And all the superiority and, you know, the pride of this crazy pride of the colonies and slavery and starvation and, you know, murder. And just wanted to give him just a bit of a boost, you know, with the song, and just tell him, we love you, you know, and fair play to you, you know.
100%, because like, it's not necessarily water off a duck's back. I'm sure it bothers him from time to time, but he is, as you said, he's a warrior in the way he faces it. Yeah,
absolutely. The way I just saw clips of him there. And he caught the cup. You see that? They threw a cup at him. He just caught it, man.
Yeah. Has he responded to the song? Have you been?
Yeah. I got it to James through DJ Provi, Kneecap.
No way.
Yeah, they know each other well. So I just said, "Would you play James this and see is he okay?" And he loved the song and said, "No problem. Use that, you know."
Brilliant. I'd say it did give him a boost.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. And he's an inspiration.
I was going to ask you, because you've been quite vocal about Palestine and what's been going on in Gaza. A year on, could you speak to what you make of what's going on there today?
Again, like Palestine, for me, it goes back to Lord Balfour and the Balfour Declaration, you know. This Lord in England gave away a land that wasn't his to give, you know. He gave away, like, Palestine, you know. It's just crazy, like, so they built the country on top of someone else's country, like, and just threw everybody out, you know. What were they expecting was going to happen, you know? Again, the colonialism, you know, caused that. Like the plantation of Ulster, they said that the Scottish planters just take that there. Don't mind the people. Don't mind the people live there. Just throw them out, you know, kill them, whatever, you know. That's yours now. I mean, the cheek of them, you know, to just give other people's land away that's not theirs to give, you know. You see the trouble it's caused around the world, you know. But there's a great organisation called Standing Together. That's Palestinians and Israeli people just coming together, you know. They're all sort of doctors and lawyers and journalists. They're coming together to try and stop the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza, and just make a bit of a future, a better future for the Palestinian and Jewish children in the region, you know, because it's crazy what's happening. It's absolutely vile, it really is, you know. But there's a lot of Jewish people who are against it, but their voices are never allowed to be heard, you know. And they're traumatised people as well, the Jewish people. So it's like they're taking that trauma out on people who've never done anything to them, you know.
How important do you think it is to cover this sort of stuff when you're making music? You know, be it stuff that's happening overseas or you know, socioeconomic issues here.
Yeah, if you have a voice, I think you should try and use it sometimes, yeah. If, you know, all my heroes like Sinead O'Connor and Christy Moore, you know, they all spoke out against things that they thought were wrong, you know. They didn't sit on the fence, so I think if you have a voice, but you know, we all do different styles of music, you know. I think there's room for every sort of music, you know. You
mentioned Sinead O'Connor there. Can you speak to what her legacy is now and what it'll be years to come?
Yeah, well, Sinead is just like, you know, get up, stand up, really, you know. She's like the Bob Marley of Ireland or something, you know. A great warrior woman. Yeah, she's just a great inspiration on me, you know. Just her spirituality and her just anger against, you know, people being wrong done by, you know. her music will help you through the dark times, because you know she's been through the dark times, and music is just, it's one of the few spiritual entities in the physical world, and it can lift you from the mundane or whatever hell is in your head. Music can sort of get you out of that, you know, because say if you're even singing a song, you have to focus, you know, it's meditative, you have to focus, you have to remember the next line and try and stay in time and nearly in key, you know, that's what I say. So it's that's why you get everybody singing at the shows, you know, because you have to focus when you're singing, you have to focus, you have to be there. You can't be somewhere else last week or 10 years ago, or you can't be in the future. You have to be right in the moment when you sing, to be able to sing properly, to remember the song and try and stay in key, and also you have to, it's focus, you know, meditative.
On that, I'll go back to what I asked earlier about those huge gigs that you do in Vicar Street. Can you tell me about them, what it's like to perform for those? Because I've been there, and it really is like a religious, spiritual experience. I don't know if it's that venue, if it's, you know, a lot to do with you, but it's a lot to do with your fans as well. They're nut jobs. They turn into nut jobs at those gigs, and it's brilliant to see. So tell me what it's like to be up on stage at those gigs. Up on stage,
I'm there to give the fans the best night of their lives, you know. That's my job. I have a job to do when I get up there, you know. Sometimes I just let go and get into there the same buzz as them, but you have to sort of click back in and, you know, just give them a great night, you know. So it's all about them being 10 times as high walking out the door as they were coming in it, you know, and feeling high for a couple of days afterwards. And I think, like I said, when everyone's singing together, communal singing is very nourishing for the soul, you know. It's a huge thing for people. You don't feel alone, or you feel just part of a big tribe. And yeah, when everybody sings at the same time, a big sweaty, massive empathy and love, it creates a frequency that's very magical and healing, you know. And it just puts people on a wonderful frequency of love, you know, and togetherness and empathy, and, you know. So it's magical. Yeah, it's magical. I got that from the sing songs. I used to go to, you know, sing songs in my aunties and grannies and uncles and neighbours' houses and my own house, and the sing song was just, I loved it, you know.
Is that where your love of music came from?
Yeah, the sing song. Yeah, that's what the people just throw their head back and they'd see all the feet tapping on the floor, and there were no instruments, but people all had a song back then, you know. They could just sing a song, and then when they come to chorus and we'd all join in, it's like we all grew wings and flew out the window up the Wicklow Mountains, or, you know, up the Howth or something. So it's magical, yeah. That's I wanted to recreate that on a stage then. On a bigger scale for everyone else to enjoy. Yeah, a big sing song, yeah. And obviously your music, it's touched loads of different genres, from, you know, like trad to reggae and kind of everything in between. What do you make of like the new wave of trad musicians? You know, you have Mary Wallopers and so on. Yeah. What, they're kind of putting more eyes and ears on this music. Yeah, it's magical. There's a real resurgence, you know, with the Mary Wallopers and Lankham, and, you know, there's lots of just a real resurgence in the old music, but they're putting their own stamp on it, you know. It's beautiful. And you know, when I was young, the ballad boom was just sort of fizzling out, you know. The Furies and Dubliners and Mary Black and the Lords Kane and, you know, Planksty and all, and it was sort of fizzling out. It's just that I came to it at the age of 10, 11, and then in came the rave music and the boy bands, you know. So I was like just sick of us. bring them times back, you know, and they have to come on back now, you know. So people are getting back into their heritage, and it's lovely to see, isn't it? There's real pride in it now, yeah. A treasure trove of Gaelic gold there, you know. Incredible old songs and old tunes. It's great to see the young people back into their history, you know. I'm so happy. You mentioned your pal DJ Provy earlier. What do you make? What do you make of Kneecap? They're making huge waves. It's great to see. Magic. They had me wanting to speak more Gaelic, you know. There was a block there. This was a block with a lot of Irish people. There was a block, you know. And there's a lot of snobbery with the language, but they've sort of smashed through that block, you know. And lots of people are. They've made it cool. Yeah, made it cool, exactly. Yeah. I love their show. I love their flow and their poetry and attitude and their politics, and just Draíocht. Yeah, that's all I can say about the lads. Draíocht. Funny, your album Shots is coming up on 20 years old now, and it's a seminal album for a lot of Irish people, a lot of Irish music fans. What do you make of that 20 years on that project and the legacy that's had? I don't look back that much really. I'm thinking next album. What can I do? How can I make it different, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the next album now, you know? The one after Hold Your Joy, and how can I make it just different? You're already thinking about that? Yeah. Well, we're going to do a traditional album now, next year. All old songs that I love, like The Rising of the Moon and There's some old, really lovely old songs that say Zosimus wrote to the Michael Marlin from the Liberties in the 1700s. I'm going to do some of them that I would have heard my people sing in cabaret and that, you know. And just get me ma singing on the album, you know, and get me uncle singing. And a few of my old friends, get them in and just...
That'll really recreate that sing-song.
The sing-song vibe, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I've lots of young fans, you know, because they're indoctrinated by their parents.
Of course, yeah.
So, and they're mad fans. So I know if we do these old songs on an album, they'll all be singing them. So pass it on to them. And they'll hopefully pass it on to their children and grandchildren down all the day as it goes, yeah.
I don't doubt that'll happen, yeah. Absolute pleasure.
Nice to talk to you, bro.